Hey guys, so this week on YouTube, I got a really great question that I thought would make a really good video because I know it's something that most of us face or have dealt with at some point in our lives. So this comment happened to be on my YouTube video, which was how to deal with negative parents. So I'm going to read the question. There's really good questions in here. There's a couple of questions that I want to answer because there's a couple different levels of answers that I want to provide as far as helping Manifesting Queen, who is the username of this question, who I love. That name alone I love. So we're going to I'm going to read the question so you kind of know what's going on, and then I'm going to give you the response, and we're going to give Manifesting Queen some advice on how she's going to move forward in the best possible way. I'm struggling to deal with my mother because all she wants to do is just go over the same thing over and over again. I spend most of my time trying to see the positive in things and trying to make her see it, but it just makes me feel depressed and depleted when I come off the phone. I'm trying to achieve and manifest things, and all she wants to talk about is negatively about people. Someone said don't answer the phone to her, but I'm her caregiver and I have to do things to help her, but nonetheless, I'm tired and I'm shattered. She then tries to bring me into it by saying things that she knows will get to me. An example will be, well, you know they don't like you. So, Manifesting Queen, I totally feel your pain. And I say that because I'm sure on some level we all can relate to this question. And like I said, there's lots of different parts of this question, but there's a couple of things I just want to go over that are key principles to start loving life and the philosophy I teach. Because when you understand these principles in a bigger way, the question that you presented is going to make much more sense to you. And I think that's the most important thing. What I teach is how to change your perspective on just about everything, and it's going to help you understand and deal with what's going on with your mom. So the first thing I want to comment on is your name. So Manifesting Queen, okay, first of all, the fact that your username is Manifesting Queen, I love you already, number one. Number two, the fact that it's Manifesting Queen tells me that you want to manifest pretty big things. And so for that, I applaud you. And for that, I am saying that you are on your path. The reason why I say that is because I know you don't want to manifest little things. You want to manifest grand things. And I will tell you, and this is a bit more advanced for Start Loving Life, but I just want to say it because I know the people that hear it, there are going to be some people that understand it and some people that don't, and that's totally fine. But I think it's important that you know, because I feel like you will understand it. If you're wanting to manifest big things in life, and it doesn't really matter who you believe in or if you believe in someone bigger than you, whether it be God or the universe. A lot of times I reference the universe, and that just means something outside of ourselves. But if you want to manifest big in life, the universe knows how to get you there. And so what happens is the universe puts things on our path to develop us into the person we're meant to be to manifest that big stuff. So the reason why I say that is because if you were gifted with a mother who could be annoying, who puts you down, who's negative, I will tell you, and I know you're probably like, Con, what the hell are you talking about? But I'm going to tell you why, first off, mom is a big gift to you. She's a gift to you because she's forcing you to have to believe in yourself and feel good about yourself without mom's encouragement and approval. And I know it sounds weird, but that's kind of what's going on. And I will tell you the flip side. If your mom was loving and supportive, you would not feel the need to learn how to love yourself on your own, regardless of anyone or anything around you. That is the true freedom every person seeks. It's about feeling so good about yourself, so confident, so happy within yourself by loving yourself. No one else's opinion of you matters. Now, nothing is a greater teacher of that lesson than our parents. And if you hear that, that's Pumpkin, my chihuahua, sleeping on my lap. But so your mom, as annoying as it is, I want you to see it as a gift because, like I said, she's teaching you the principles, even though you don't really know the principles, but she's teaching you the necessity of having to learn to love yourself and believe in yourself without her. And I say that from experience. And just like a side note, you know, when I first started my business, I'm from the beauty industry. I made a lot of money. I was very successful. When I wanted to quit and start my business, which is my life coaching business, my parents did not support me at all. My parents, who love me dearly, who have worked so hard to provide the life that I had growing up, did not support me at all. And at the time, it was extremely frustrating, and I was confused, and they knew I was stressed out in my career. They knew I was kind of done with my career. They knew I was so passionate and excited about this new opportunity of creating my own business, and they weren't supportive. And at the time, I was saddened by this and disheartened and confused. But what I later realized was my parents could never understand quitting a job for a pipe dream. They didn't grow up that way. My parents worked very hard to have everything we've had growing up. So for them to leave something that was security and a financial paycheck to create a dream and go after something they really wanted to do, my parents would have never done that. So when they see their kid, me, want to do that and going to do that, they were fearful for me. They didn't want me to be in that position where, you know, I took such a big risk. But it's because they didn't have the headspace to even, imagine what that looked like. And so what happens is, I want you to understand, that was the best gift my parents ever gave to me. And I don't even think they really even know that now, but because they didn't believe in me and because they didn't support me. And when I say they didn't believe in me, they didn't support me, but it forced me to support and believe in myself without my parents' approval. And when it came to quitting my high-paying job to create my business, you know, if my parents supported me, I don't know, it probably would have been much easier, but I don't know if I would have gained the confidence that I got from doing it on my own. And because my parents didn't support me, it really made me take a step back and say, dude, like, how much really do you believe in yourself that you're going to quit security, a financial paycheck, right? And you're going to quit that to go after something that's not a guarantee, to go after a business that you're creating from scratch without your parents' approval. And it really allowed me to take a step back and say, hell yeah, that's how much I want this. And I would never have gotten that confidence had my parents supported me. So similar to my story, and listen, I created a life philosophy. So similar to my story, if this is happening to you too, and your mom or whatever is not supporting you or not, that's the reason why. There's something bigger for you in your future that you're working towards. And I'm sure you know better than I do. Again, I'm basing this off a question you gave to me, so I have limited information, but you have big dreams. I mean, manifesting queen, you have big dreams. So just know that your mom, being who she is a gift to you. So that's number one. Number two, when it comes to parents, we give our parents way too much credit, okay? Our parents love us. They do the best they can with what they know, but don't forget, your parents were born from a different generation. They have no clue about what you grew up in. They have no clue of most things that you're dealing with. And that's okay. There's no way for them to know that stuff. They grew up a long time ago. They had different life experiences. Many of their life experiences, they did to afford you the life experience that you have, right, wrong, or indifferent. So I want you to stop looking for your parents' or your mom's support and your mom's approval, because in life, the only approval you need is your own. And I want you to realize that your mom is doing the best that she can with what she knows. And I know you're probably like, my mom should know better and she's a mom. But the problem is, there is no handbook on how to be a parent. There just isn't. And so parents are figuring it out on their own too. And if mom is being mean to you and saying not nice things to you and talking negative about other people, that just tells me that mom on the inside isn't feeling great about herself. So whether it means she's really not happy in her life, or she's stressed out about stuff, or maybe she wishes she was farther along in life, or maybe she wished her life was different. All I know is that happy, confident, positive people could never put anyone down, especially their daughter. So I want you to take a step back and see mom as a human, mom as a person, mom doing the best that she can with limited resources, because she doesn't know what you now know about life. She doesn't realize that by her being down on herself and not feeling good about herself, she's being down on you. So I want you to be able to look at mom from an outside perspective and just knowing that she can't be any other way because she doesn't feel good on the inside. But if she were, then things would change. Now, on the flip side, and goes back about what I teach in the Start Loving Life philosophy about teaching, women and men how to be self-secure and independent and self-sufficient, I would love for you to really start to work on developing yourself, because I guarantee you probably haven't. Most people haven't. Most people go their entire lives, never learn to love themselves, discover who they are, and really develop who they are. The reason why this is important for you is because I want you to be so confident and in love with yourself, with your self-esteem so high that I don't care if it's mom, if it's your boss one day, if it's your partner, if someone says something crappy to you, you're not gonna care, because the only opinion that matters is your own. It's only when we allow someone else's negative opinion to influence us into feeling bad, which we have full control over. Now, I'm not going to say it's always easy. I'm not going to say in the beginning it takes some effort, but the more you practice to ignore the outside stuff by being so diligent about loving yourself and feeling good about yourself and really creating that self-talk. And I do a video on self-love, which is on YouTube, which you can look up. But self-love is all about self-talk. It's what you're saying to yourself day in and day out on a daily basis. And it's about being kinder to yourself and being encouraging to yourself and really training your brain to be positive and think qualities about yourself that are really good and things that you're not trained to do or taught to do growing up. Once you do that over a period of time, you're going to feel better. Your confidence is going to rise. I like to say it's going to be your Start Loving Life version of yourself. It's where you believe in yourself and you feel good about yourself on a more consistent basis. When that happens and someone says something rude to you, including mom, you don't care. And the reason why you don't care is because you realize the only reason why that person is being rude to you is because they're not happy with themselves. And I want you to remember that about anyone who's rude to you, anyone who, does crappy things to you. They don't like themselves. So I don't know about you, but on my worst day, that sucks. So back in the day before I knew Start Loving Life and I'd have a bad day, it was torture. It sucked, right? But I didn't know any better. So I want you to think of mom as that person who's living that every single day where life isn't ideal. I'm cranky pants. I don't feel good about myself. I don't feel good on the inside. So when my daughter calls, I'm going to, she's going to face the wrath of all my complaints because I just don't know any better. And that's what mom is doing. So what I do recommend, especially because you're the caregiver of mom, and this is what I say, and this is what I preach always, even besides the fact that you have responsibility to your mom, the one thing you have to remember is that the key responsibility always goes to you. So after this video, I want you to start making yourself the priority. I want you to take a step back and I want you to start thinking to yourself. And I get that you have some obligations to mom and you're going to fulfill those because you love your mother and you want to do right by her. But I want you to think about what are some things that you want to be doing that you're not doing? Or what are some things that you want to be doing more of that you're not doing? And I want you to start making yourself a priority. Now, when I say that, I am suggesting external things, but remember, everything I teach is based on mindset. So I want you to be nicer to yourself up here first. I want you to start developing your mindset, developing a more positive mindset about yourself. After that, I want you to also take a step back and think about what you want to be doing that you're not doing. Where are you holding yourself back? Because I think that's why you're frustrated too, and mom is making it worse. And maybe you feel burdened by having to take care of mom, but I want you to know that if you're the caregiver for mom, it's because you could do both. So if you feel overwhelmed or you feel burdened by mom, I want to just say that you're looking at it wrong. It's the universe's way of saying that you can do both. And by doing both at the same time, it's actually going to be better for you somehow. I can't tell you why, but that's what's happening. So don't use caring for your mom as an excuse not to do what you're really wanting to do. Do them both and figure out a way. And I'm telling you, you can. So you're going to do that because I feel like for whatever reason, you're being down on yourself. You're not feeling good about yourself. I mean, you're tired and depleted and depressed. That's horrible. And rightfully so. But again, I just wanted you to change the way you're looking at this because I know you can do both. And I know you're holding yourself back somehow, some way. And I want you to get on it. I want you to get on it. And I want you to, like I say, see mom as a gift that she's teaching you how to feel so good about yourself that it doesn't matter what mom thinks about you. It matters what you think about you. So that's that. The other thing I want you to realize is that in making yourself a priority, give yourself between you and mom some space, okay? So that means if mom's on the phone or you're going to call mom or mom is calling you, I want you to kind of limit it as much as you can. Now, obviously you're a caregiver. I want you to care for her, but be mindful and make sure you're in the right headspace before having conversations with mom. Because if you're not, and you're not in the right headspace, and you're not feeling good about yourself, and you're not tending to yourself first, you're really being a disservice to mom because you're not in your right frame of mind. So mom's gonna be cranky pants, she's gonna call you, you're gonna be cranky pants, and then we're gonna have two cranky pants on the phone who's gonna hang out both miserable. So again, be mindful of the state of mind that you're in when you talk to mom. Be mindful of being the best you could before speaking to mom. And I love when you say that you try to be positive and, and I get it. You're talking to mom, you're trying to talk about all the good things. You're trying to talk about your manifesting thing, which I love. But I also will say this, mom probably has no idea what you're talking about as far as manifestation. Most adults don't. So if you're trying to tell mom about your manifesting, it reminds me of when I would tell my parents about my new business and how excited I was, and they were kind of clueless about it. So when it comes to manifesting, I always recommend this. Don't say a word to anybody, because especially when you're learning this stuff, it is so easy to come up with a dream or a goal that you want to accomplish, and you tell someone and you're excited, and then what do? They kill it. They ask you every question or tell you every reason why your dream or your newfound goal isn't possible. So do I want that for you? No. I want you to manifest by creating your dreams and creating your goals, but I want you to manifest by not saying anything. And I want you to get strong in your conviction on whatever that looks like. Once you feel strong in your conviction of whatever that looks like, then you could share with other people. But until then, don't say anything. And I will tell you, just from my own personal experience, if I have an idea, it could be anything. So let's say I have a business idea and I'm making this up, but let's say I want to do a book, and I'm doing a book now, but let's say I wanted to do a book. And, I say to someone, hey, I'm so excited. I want to write a book. It's going to be great. Now I'm busy too, so I haven't been able to get on top of my book as much as I can. But every time I see my friend that I keep telling about my book, all they keep asking is, well, where's that book? When is that book? Well, what's taking you so long with that book? And then it just kills it. Or who's going to publish the book? How many books are you going to sell? Who's going to even know you have a book? Now, I'm making this all up, probably not the best example, but you know what I'm saying. So if you want to manifest, and I love that you want to manifest, I want you to manifest what you want up here first. And that means kind of working out the details without needing anyone's support or outside, peanut gallery commenting on your idea or goal or dream, because most often people will kill it. Because people are not dreamers. People are not doers. People are killer of dreams, right? And they'll tell you every which way your dream won't come true or why you can't do what you want to do. So I always say, don't say anything. And I love it. If you're talking about manifestation with mom, she's probably doesn't know what the hell you're talking about. Parents are clueless about that. I don't think my parents even know what manifestation means, seriously. So when you're on the phone with mom, do your best. Keep staying focused on the positive. Mom obviously wants to hear good stuff about you. You're her kid. So as best as you can, I like to stay general, the sun is out. Oh my God, the weather's so great. I can't believe it's December. It's so crazy. The holiday's right around the corner. How did time fly? Like, I talk very general, because what you can do is you keep the conversation light. Mom might bring up something negative. She may talk about someone negative. Just whatever you do, which I'm sure you don't contribute. Just be like, yeah, mom, well, you know what? But she's a nice person, and maybe she's having a bad day, and who knows? And don't worry about it. She lives down the block. You hardly ever see her. So what's good about this too is that you end up becoming a really good person to teach mom without even realizing it, because you're going to teach yourself how to really shift any conversation, which can be done. Again, it takes some practice and a little bit of effort, but in the beginning, use mom as the as the exercise to really get good at flipping anything. It's what I call the Start Loving Life spin. And I do have a book coming out in January, hopefully, that I do talk about the Start Loving Life spin. And what that means is it's taking any negative situation and spinning it to positive. And so what you'll realize is you're able to eventually, with practice, do that with any conversation. Now, clearly that's a little bit more advanced at this point, but I just want you to know, just practice it. And again, if you're on the phone with mom and you're really you're in a good headspace, you're excited, you feel good, mom's on the phone, maybe she takes you down negative alley a little bit, don't be hard on yourself. Just practice getting better at and better at it. See how long you can maintain being on the phone without getting annoyed. But then when you get annoyed, use that as your cue to hang up. And that's when the doorbell mysteriously rings, or you get a phone call that you have to take and you have to, tell mom you got to go. So what I want for you, and I hope I answered your question, is that you have so many amazing things ahead of you. You do. And mom is your biggest gift. And I want you to really develop and use this time and use this as a sign to really develop yourself and to start believing in yourself. Because I know you can do it. I need you to know you can do it. And for whatever thing you're holding back on doing or achieving, I want you to go after it. And like I said, I know you're taking care of mom, but I know you can do both. I know you can manage it. And there's a reason why you're having to do both at the same time. And I'm not sure what that is, but it will eventually reveal itself. And then one day you'll think about me. You'll be like, oh my God, that lady said that. So I want you to just move forward. I want you to love mom as best as you can. Just knowing, like I said, if she's negative, she's cranky, if she says crazy crap to you, like, first of all, see it from where it's coming from. Mom ain't happy. She's cranky pants. She can't be nice. That's just the way it is. It's not about you. You don't deserve it. But also don't allow it to make you feel bad about yourself. Just say, hey, mom's having a bad day and whatever. I happen to be on the opposite end of the phone line for that, and that's okay. But whatever you do, don't be mean to yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. And like I said, do your best to love mom. She doesn't know what you know about life. She doesn't know what you know about this new generation. She doesn't know about manifestation. She doesn't know about creating your life by the thoughts you think. She doesn't know about having a positive attitude. She doesn't know any of that, but you do. So don't hold it against mom. Just care for mom in the best way that you can. Go after life in a big way. Go after the success you want, because that is a great and best example to mom that positive thinking works. And not that you need mom's approval or mom to see that this stuff works, because it really doesn't matter. But if you want to be an example to mom and love mom in the best way that you can, you need to go after your dreams and you need to go after what you've been wanting to do. And again, love mom as best as you can, because she is the gift. And I'm telling you, it sounds crazy, but it's true. She is the gift in this lifetime to teach you to develop who you're meant to be in order to accomplish everything that you want to accomplish. So I hope that was helpful. Dude, you got this. You got nothing to worry about. Love your mom. You got this. And again, do your best. Just flip the script every time you're on the phone. And I promise you, the more you practice doing this, the easier it will get.